Welcome back to another episode of Tools and Trails. And if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we were doing a little maintenance on the old jalapeno here, and one of the problems we had was this tie rod in front here was severely bent from a previous incident, and I was having a problem with the left front tire and the right front tire arguing about which way we were going down the road, and one wanted to go north and one south and me west, so that wasn't working. We got that straightened out, a little bit of redneck alignment there, and but mentioned in there, and we knew we were going to have to address these tie rods, tie rod ends, and everything, because they're just worn out. That main tie rod is really bent. So we got a wheeling trip here in a week, and so figured it was time to just go ahead and do the upgrade. And so we're going to go ahead and replace those parts. And I went ahead and decided to do the upgrade to the heavier duty tie rod on the out of the 95 Grand Cherokee with a V8. You can make that upgrade. I'll show the part numbers for that. That's a solid bar, so it's going to be a lot stiffer and stronger. So join in with us, and we're going to get to work. Doing the upgrade, if you're going to do an upgrade to the heavier bars on the XJ, so what you want to look for is, you can go to a junkyard. What you're looking for is like a 1995 Jeep ZJ, which is the Grand Cherokee. Make sure it's with a V8. That'll get you the tie rod. The difference is, I'm going to show you here in a second, but that's the parts you're going to need. You know, the best thing though really is to just buy new stuff. This is not all that expensive. This bar here was $40. I think each one of the other two pieces that I bought were like around $20 a piece. So the three pieces that you need to buy for the upgrade, only about 80 bucks. I would just buy new stuff. Chances are this joint here and the other joint that you're gonna need if you get it out of the junkyard, probably gonna be worn out anyway. So I would just buy new, just my recommendation. The part numbers on this for the bar, I got all Moog parts. This M-O-O-G, so pretty popular, very common brand, been around for a long time. The bar is a DS1312, that's the part number for the bar. The adjustable link that you will need is an ES2079S. That's your adjuster, and then your end link that you get for the other end here, that is part number ES3096L. So those are the three parts that you need. I'll list those at the bottom too, so that you can see. But that's the parts you need for the upgrade. So if you look at this compared to the old bar on the XJ, this is the bar that's being replaced. So this is your new one. Now the advantages are this bar here, not only is it larger in diameter, but it's also solid. So your old bar here has got threads on either end. This is actually a tube. So, and mine was actually a little bit crooked. I think we had some persuasion somewhere in this area right here. Anyway, so that's old. We're not doing that. The other parts I've got here, your center link, stock parts for Jeep, also a solid bar, new end for that. And then I just went ahead and upgraded my steering damper, got me a new rough country steering damper for the front. Also, a little better part than stock. You can see that's a bigger unit there, so that should help. Especially if you're running larger tires, I would highly recommend going with a bigger steering stabilizer here. So, out with the old stuff, in with the new. All right, guys, just want to go over the basic tools like I normally do. This one really was pretty simple when it comes to tools. We really didn't have anything too special here at all. So obviously jacking the car up, so we got the floor jack here, got my 3-ton floor jack, which is super handy. Get yourself some jack stands at a minimum. I know there's been a recall out there on some of the older Harbor Freight jack stands, so pay attention to the numbers and make sure that you don't have those. Again, guys, safety first on this stuff, so don't take a chance. But jack stands, most of the, as far as wrenches and sockets go, everything we dealt with today was metric. I think the popular sizes were 19 millimeter and 15 millimeter. I think there was 1 or 2 18 millimeters in there, so all metric stuff. We did use our pickle fork, so it's got a nice ring to it. Breaker bar, Did use my experienced persuader here, negotiator, sorry. The old one knows what he's doing. Use that with the pickle fork. You're gonna want a grease gun. Most of the fittings do come with a little bit of grease in them, but I always find it's probably just a little bit better. Just stick a little bit more in there. Make sure that the seals are good, and then you should be good to go. Little trick, pair of pliers for the cotter pins and stuff. My friend Stanley for your alignment there. So look back to an old video and you'll see how we did that. Did the same thing. You just want those tires. I think we've got a toe out of about 1/16 of an inch is all. So they're running really true. I have no pulling. So one trick we did when you're adjusting the adjuster links on these, they'll bind up a little bit sometimes. You'll need a pair of pliers. So instead of just gouging into that metal, wrap them with a little electric tape. Just make a few passes around that link with some electric tape. Then when you grab onto them with your pliers to make that turn, you don't just gouge up that metal and booger it all up, because got to make it looking nice. So got to keep it looking good. Other than that, speed wrench always handy, and that's about it. So this should be stuff that most of you guys have laying around anyway. So very easy to do, and get the new stuff. It's always worth the money to get the new stuff, and just have it right. So that's it. So we've got everything put back in here. Got the did the old redneck alignment here with the metal bars and wheels. Works great. We're about 1/8 of an inch towed out. So we're gonna try that, see how that drives. I think we should be pretty happy with it. Got our new stabilizer in there. Still gotta put the sticker on there, so she's not quite done. Everything else is in place. Still gonna have to adjust on
that link right there because wheels are fairly straight and the tires, or the steering wheel, is acting like we're headed in a weird direction. So we'll do that one next once Jim gets this one tightened up. But a lot beefier bar. Plus I think it sits up a little higher, don't you, Jim?
6 inches at least.
Okay, perfect. That's what we wanted. So I don't know if that's true or not, but hey, whatever.
Shoot.
Well, we got it on. So, and took it for a little test drive. Runs great. Drives down the road way better than it did before. Steering is just a lot more predictable. Doesn't pull. Just goes nice and straight down the road like you would expect. So, really happy with what we did. Guys, if you're thinking of doing the upgrade to the steering or the tie rod, just buy the new stuff. Don't bother going to the junkyard. You're going to just have to replace it anyway. So get the new ends. It's $80 worth of parts. So just do it. I think it's worth the money. So I think it looks great. You know, we're not quite done. I just noticed. You know, nothing's finished until you get the sticker in place here. So let's put the sticker on the shock here, and let's make sure we get it right side up. Got to do some advertising here for Rough Country Premium Steering Stabilizer. So got the good stuff. Put that on there. There we go. And, you know, crooked like it should be. That's a wrap on this episode, so stay tuned, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of Tools and Trails.